Talks have started in Egypt on Trump's plan to end the Gaza war. Well, the indirect talks are pegged on US President Donald Trump's Gaza ceasefire plan. While Hamas has agreed to some parts of it, it has perhaps not accepted all the conditions. On Friday, Hamas said it had partially agreed to a 20-point plan introduced by the White House to end the fighting in Gaza, which has been going on for the last few years. While Israel has said that it accepted the plan's first phase, disagreements over disarmament, governance and troop withdrawals continue to remain some of the sticking points before any deal between Israel and Hamas can be chalked out. Well, the current plan demands Hamas to release all hostages while Israel releases Palestinian prisoners and also withdraws its forces within Gaza to agreed upon lines. Negotiators representing Hamas and Israel are already in Egypt as we speak, and they are now trying to iron out the details of the plan put forth by the Trump administration. US President Donald Trump, meanwhile, has urged negotiators to move fast. According to sources, negotiations between Hamas and Israel are expected to last a few days with mediators from the United States of America, Qatar, Egypt and Turkey in attendance. Meanwhile, Israel deported 171 more activists who were detained while participating in a Gaza-bound aid flotilla, which also includes prominent climate activist Greta Thunberg. Activists allege that they were being held in poor conditions, without access to water, legal representation, and were subjected to harsh treatment as well. Take a listen.
La sensación que nos queda después de todo lo que ha vivido, porque ha sido un proceso constante de deshumanización, de intentar culpabilizarnos de lo que había, actos de hostilidad durante todo el tiempo, privación de sueño, también, y esto como una muestra más de lo que pasaba, en el módulo de hombres han entrado varias veces y ya nos han apuntado con el puntero de las armas en partes vitales, en la cabeza, en el corazón, durante los chequeos. Entraban con las pistolas y nos apuntaban directamente en partes vitales, en la cabeza, con los perros.
All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by Dr. Wael Awad. He's a senior international journalist. Welcome to NDTV, Dr. Awad. Now, this is perhaps not the first time that ceasefire talks are taking place. My first question to you, how optimistic are you that there will be a breakthrough, or perhaps are we looking at another stalled peace talks?
Well, thank you for having me. I think there has to be a breakthrough in this negotiation, being President Trump himself putting all the pressure on both the sides. And Hamas have agreed to all unconditionally to the demand of the President Trump that it has to surrender all the hostages in their captivities. And also the problem is lying now that they're feeling that Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, is putting some conditions of the withdrawal of the first phase of withdrawal of Israeli troops. However, the negotiation is taking place currently, as you said, and we have to watch and see what could be the agreement, because the main 2 point here is the release of all the hostages, and second, the line of the demarcation of the first phase of withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza Strip.
Right, Dr. Awad, while there are some sticking points which stand out, number one, that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wants complete disarmament by Hamas. While Trump has perhaps told Bibi that this is your last chance of victory, and we have seen how Israel has been isolated on the global stage, do you think that the Israeli Prime Minister will show more flexibility at this point of time?
I think it is all banking on his partners in the government. You know, in his coalition, he is relying much more on the right-wing activists who are very Smotrich and Ben Gvir. They are the two main leaders in the Israeli cabinet who is refusing any kind of a compromise by the current government, and they wanted Netanyahu to continue the onslaught on Gaza. However, I think with the President Trump putting lots of pressure on Netanyahu, and even there are news of he being, reprimanding him, and he has used a different language dealing with Netanyahu, forcing him to come into the negotiation. The point here, which I'm trying to raise, is that Israel was taken by surprise that Hamas have immediately agreed to the deal with the President Trump plan. So therefore, he was in shock. But nevertheless, I think with this plan, it will ease the isolation of Israel and the United States as well internationally.
Right, Dr. Abad, thank you so much for joining us here on NDTV with your insights on this.